and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since, and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Welcome along to Bag That Badge. Good crowd tonight. Away we go. I'm going to run at 10 kph. Clive is not working tonight, so Clive has joined us on the treadmill. Good to have you with us, Clive. Amanda Allison, hello. Laurie Paulson is watching from Washington State. She's just finished a Zwift time trial race a few minutes ago and she is dead. So she's definitely not running. She is relaxing now after her hard work. We have 10k to do of the Surfin Safari route this evening. So we'll be here for 1 hour, all dressed in our brand new Film My Run kit, or tops at least. Let me just talk to everyone. Welcome to Bag That Badge. Clive, they're not actually correct. They're supposed to have a big FMR on the back, but they haven't done it. So I do need to get back to them about that. But let's call it the beta kit. We've had it for a couple of weeks now. "10 kilometres today." This is the Surfin route. Carol says the Film I Run shirts are wonky too. They're not wonky, they're supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be... actually, it's supposed to be more curved than it is, in fact. Amanda doesn't think she'll make it to the end tonight. Amy says, "Why did you choose a long route?" You don't have to do it all. Those of you who already have the badge, feel free to do as much or as little of this session as you like. Yeah, good crowd tonight. Clive agrees. If you don't have the badge, I expect to see you all the way to the end. Amelia says, "Hi, how are you?" Very well, thank you, Amelia. And Anna is on. Hello, Anna. "My friends say I look like a fast food worker in the FMR kit. They're asking to give them fries." Oh, I didn't realise it looks like a fast food uniform. Clive says, "Well done to Stephen and Victoria for your summer running antics." Thank you very much. Clive's just catching up with everything, seeing as Clive's been away for about 1 billion years. How many jobs do you have now, Clive? Amy Green has a blood blister on the tip of her toes. No tips for that, Amy. Just rest, recover, let it settle down. I wouldn't burst it if I were you. It will gradually go down, and you just have to live with it until then. I often find the more drastic the action that you take, the worse it becomes a lot of the time. And with most injuries and most problems, the best thing to do is just leave it, and time will heal it. You are clearly not used to this treadmill thing. Anthony, good evening to you. Hope you're all right. So, yeah, it's nice to have a nice big crowd doing the Bag That Badge this evening. We're coming up to 700 metres, 800 metres into the first kilometre. We did a good Film My Run 500 this morning. So we got a bit of climbing under the belt this morning, and now we've got a relaxed 10k this evening, followed by pizza, I think, later on. I'm having Papa John. I finished. Clive says he's now working as a healthcare assistant, as well as his other main job. Three 12-hour shifts a week. My goodness. Look after yourself, Clive. Don't knacker yourself out. You need time to live your life as well, you know. I know money is important, but it's also important to just keep your life on track, you know. Got a big family to look after, and I know that means money, but it also means time with them and just time for you to rest and recover as well. So don't overdo it, buddy. Amanda says, how many jobs do you have, Clive? So I think he's only got 2, but 3 12-hour shifts a week on top of his normal day job. And he lives in a farmhouse, and he's probably got to take care of the farm animals as well. Binimore Farmhouse at Zoo. I like it. You should start charging an entry fee. People speak out. Amanda says just one job is too much for her at the moment. Clive has 10 new tortoises, all hatched out last week. That's why Clive needs another job, so he can pay for the food for all the animals. Absolute madness, Clive. Anthony Anderson says, what is a job? How do you spend your time, Anthony? Wow. 2 tortoises found in one egg. Twin tortoises. Live a very intriguing life. So we are on at the Surfin Safari route, which is 10k. Bag that badge this evening. A slightly longer route than ideally I would like, but we'll get it done. We will get it done. Anthony does pretty much what he wants during the day. Have you made all your money and you're retired, or do you have wealthy parents who keep you in cash? Or tell us your story, Anthony. Come on. It's not bragging or anything. If you've got a very well-paid job or something like that, you'll don't worry about that. Just tell us your story. John says, we'll join you all soon. Missing the FMR MHG gang. Did a 15k run at noon today. And he says ride-ons are on the way. Thanks, John. Nice to have you with us. We have done 1 mile of our 6. So just over 5 miles left to do. $10K is 6.2 miles. And we've been running for just over 10 minutes. Talking about ride-ons, says Clive. I think Clive's going to drop some ride-ons now. I'll leave it till a little bit later. Maybe when we get to 5K, I'll drop some ride-ons. And as I say, gang, feel free. You don't have to do the whole 10K. We're just having a bit of fun this evening. So feel free to drop out when you are ready. No pressure to stay. But if you haven't got the badge, then do keep on, keeping on, and we'll get you to the end. Clive, once you've taken part in an FMR event, then you get the kit. Once you have taken part in an FMR event, then the kit is yours. This is an FMR. Congratulations. It's the curvy kit or nothing, Harold. We've done 2K. Okay, Anthony Anderson retired in 2013. He worked in the London fashion industry for 30 years as a designer. Well done, Anthony, fantastic. So he's made his money, retired in 2013, and now lives the life of Riley. Fantastic, Anthony, good for you. Love it when a plan comes together. I saw 2 chefs in the kitchen, on either side of the kitchen. One threw some pastry, the other one threw some jelly and custard, I think, and the pastry and the jelly and the custard collided in the middle. And I had to say, I loved it. I love it when a flan comes together. Oh dear. Sometimes I just can't believe how funny I am. Although I couldn't remember what a flan is made of. What's a flan made of? Is it jelly and custard and... I don't know. Marcus Holmes says, hi everyone, still resting my trashed quads from the Ben Nevis Ultra this weekend. Yeah, so anyone who doesn't know, Marcus and myself were in Scotland at the weekend. On Saturday, it's a beautiful sunny day, and I ran the Ring of Steel race at the Scotland skyline. And then on Sunday, it was a horrible, windy, rainy, cold day, and Marcus Holmes completed the Ben Nevis Ultra. So, fantastic work, Marcus. And his brother as well, Garrett, was there, Marcus's brother, and he also finished, having both DNF'd the Ben Nevis Ultra last year. They both completed this year in really tough conditions. So well done to both of them. Marcus's brother is called Garrett, by the way. Clive says, yeah, you knew what to expect this time, guys. Right, Amanda reckons my joke was terrible. Anthony Anderson says, oh no. Paul Deering says, it's not all about running. Some content is crappy dad jokes. Can't believe it. Quality comedy, and I just get abuse. That's what happens here. I only come here for the abuse, to be fair. I am enjoying this route. It's very nice. Lovely countryside that we're running through. Anthony braved the outside this morning for a run. Quite chilly first thing. It's not been too bad here. Not hot, but certainly not cold. It's 21 degrees inside shed quarters this evening. 54% humidity, so it's a little bit close. Amanda also ran outside yesterday dodging the rain. We are coming up to 3 kilometres done. 18 minutes of running so far. And the pizza has arrived. So I am going to be eating cold pizza because it's already arrived. And I've still got 40 minutes left of running. So I'm going to be eating cold pizza. Clive says it is currently pouring with rain in Cornwall. Not raining here. Clive has a new name for his pain cave. It's the Cornish Zwift Farmhouse now. If you're not aware, Clive has moved house recently, although it did take him about 3 years to move. It's not raining where Anthony is either. Thunderstorms in the States with Lopez. Whereabout in the state are you, Lopez? This is Ryan Lopez, USA, 42 years old. Cycling stats, 19,000 kilometres cycled and 1,200 kilometres run. He's from Salt Lake City, Utah. Nice one, Ryan. Good to have you on board. Tina Beard says, good lord, do I see Clive? You do indeed. You do indeed, Tina. Proud tonight. Welcome along if this is your first time joining us. We've got somebody else from the States called Black Shadow up there. Just ahead of us, 30 seconds ahead. Black Shadow. I am intrigued by Black Shadow. 30 seconds ahead of us. Clive Finnimore had fired up the treadmill. Tina says, is your HR suitably high? Clive was just looking at his companion app stats, he says. And what do you see? Wow! Apparently me and Clive are both on exactly the same distance. You know what this proves, Clive? You have basically been catching me up at the this. And now you're about to speak ahead of me, and you'll be on Marcus' tail too. Marcus, you better watch out because Clive is coming to get you. He is. He and I are both on exactly the same mileage. Just imagine what your mileage would be if you had been here for the last. We're just about to hit 4 kilometres. The yellow beacon group is just about to hit 4 kilometres. There we go. That's 4 kilometres up. Clive's heart rate is 137. Mine is 129. Tina says, much as I'd love to stay and chat, I need to shower and food. See you tomorrow. Yes, Tina. Don't have a shower at the same time as eating your food. I think your food will get wet. Make sure you shower, dry yourself and get dressed, and then have your food. So, yes, Tina says see you tomorrow. We'll be doing the ZLDR Recovery Hour tomorrow. That starts at, is it 5:30? I think it's 5:30 tomorrow evening. We've been running for 25 minutes. Clive says, hopefully see you soon, Tina. He's going to try and drop in as much as possible. Now he's got his 2 jobs and his entire menagerie to look after. He's going to try and join us tomorrow, though. Good to have you with us, Clive, tomorrow. Do you think you're going to manage to do any live streaming at all? There's no pressure to, of course. No pressure at all. But people do miss you live streaming. Anthony confirms it is 5:30 UK time tomorrow for the ZLDR recovery hour, so that's 6:30 Central European time. And he says, has anyone done any more of the portal runs? I did one 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think just before we went out to Chamonix, I did a portal run, but haven't done any since getting back from Chamonix, or since being ill, or since being in Scotland. It's been a busy summer. Alright, Clive says, unfortunately I now work every day during the week. And I'm still trying to find my streaming laptop. It's in a box somewhere. So at the moment, Clive won't be live streaming. But it sounds like he will try and get back to it at some point, at some time. The thing is, if Clive's working every day, he will want his evenings free to be with his family. So we can't put too much pressure on Clive to live stream. But I'm sure he'll get 1 or 2 live streams in occasionally. Only Black Shadow is more of a brown shadow. Thanks, Ryan. Go for it, Ryan. In that case, take it easy, Ryan. Clive, we love having Starlink for when we go away. It's awesome. Okay, we are coming up to 5k. That means halfway. Anthony says, I did a run this Tuesday and it was hard. 14% gradient near the top, but the whole run was ranging from 4% upwards. Tough, he says. He sounds it. What, is that on Zwift, you mean, or outside? Take care, Amanda. Thanks very much for joining, as always. Right, well done, Amanda. Okay, so let's go and drop some ride-ons. There's Black Shadow. Overacts from Sweden, Gripper from Italy, Philipson from the UK, there's Ryan Lopez from the USA, Salt Lake City already giving him a ride on, Jay Stotts from the UK, P Marsh from the UK, Elliot from Australia, hello Elliot, there's Clive, there's Carol. Good to have Carol back with us regularly, lovely to see her. Southgate, not the England manager I don't think, and Jenna Kritis from Cyprus. I think that flag is Cyprus. There we go. Ride-ons for everyone. I am way ahead of you, Amanda. She says, thanks everyone. I expect a ride-on at the end of your run, Stephen. You have already got it, Amanda. It is already sitting on your desk, sitting in your inbox. The yellow beacon group is now over halfway through. Right, Carol says the reason she's on so much now is because she has a race in a few weeks. Carol, what race are you training for? I'm sure she's told us this before, but because I have the brain of a sieve, I don't know and I can't remember. Oh, okay, Anthony was talking about the portal runs. 14% near the top, 4% average all the way on a portal run. Thank you, Anthony. Sorry, I should have remembered that's what we were talking about with you before. Right, Jonathan, who is Carol's other half, says Carol lost her mojo for a while, but has also been helping the considerable work that's going on around the house. She's doing the York 10-miler. Well done, Carol. And that says to me that Jonathan really appreciates everything you're doing. Carol says, I haven't trained for over 6 months, started yesterday. Ha ha! You'll be fine, Carol. So Carol doing York 10-mile. And Anthony's off for some warm food. See you tomorrow for the recovery run. Thank you very much. Ryan, Carol thinks she just lost her mojo. More than injuries, I think. Tapering. Take care, Anthony. Thanks for joining. See you soon. Okay, so Jonathan is giving us more information. Carol usually does the York Marathon, but because of her lack of training, she has stepped down to do the 10-miler. So hopefully that will get Carol back up and running again, and she'll be able to do York Marathon next year. Or another marathon in the meantime. "35 minutes gone, 25 minutes to go." I've bagged that badge on a Thursday evening here in the UK, Thursday afternoon in the United States, and the rest of Central, South and North America. Have no idea what time it is with Elliot in Australia. Maria. What time is it in Australia? I don't know if Maria is watching the live stream. Just want to know what time it is with you in Australia. But don't worry if you can't type and run at the same time, or do voice to text at the same time. 6 kilometres done, 4 kilometres to go of Bag That Badge, New Zealand. Apologies for my rubbish flag identification. So it's 6:30 a.m. in New Zealand with Maria. Kudos for running with us so early in the morning, Maria. Debbie Colville is on. Hello, Debbie. She says they're going to try and catch Carol in York. Paul Deering is going to be doing the York Marathon. Thanks. Difficult to see when very small. So, Jonathan Cost, Carol Rushworth, Debbie Colville and Paul Deering will all be in York. Carol reckons Debbie Colville should do the 10-miler with her. So, we need a photo, guys. Paul, Debbie, Carol and Jonathan, we need a group Zwift photo in York when you all meet up, no doubt for wine. Yeah, gonna meet up in a wine bar before and after the 10-miler and the marathon. Oh, actually, no, they can't do that because Debbie needs a bath as well. Debbie only drinks wine in the bath, so you'll need to find a bath shop. And Debbie can get in it with a glass of wine. I dare you to take that photo. Carol reckons Debbie could run with the bath on her back. That would raise a lot of money for charity. She did that. You've seen those guys who run with fridges on their backs, haven't you? They definitely sell wine at Pizza Express, Jonathan. I'm not sure you'll find a bath at Pizza Express, though. Heart rate 127 at the moment, so relatively comfortable in zone 2. And we've been running for 40 minutes. 20 minutes to go of Bag That Badge. Just going to check the football score. Right, Liverpool now leading 3-1 in the Europa League, so that's good. Coming up to 7k, and we're running underneath the water now in the glass tunnels. So very familiar territory now. I quite enjoyed the earlier bit of the route. I'm kind of used to this bit now. But the earlier part of Surfing Safari was very, very nice. Don't run that section quite so often as this section. Right, here we are, 7k done. 7 kilometres complete for the yellow Richmond group. Keep going, whatever mileage you guys are on. You're doing great. Ryan says that went quick. Yes. Yeah, it'll be over before we know it. Debbie Culver says, I'm sure I can make a bath conversion for my wine. I'm sure you'll find a way, Debbie. But yes, we definitely need a photo of all four of you together. Post it on the Zwift Runners page or send it to me. Carol says, seriously, Colville, get your place and I will run with you. So Carol, Debbie, you should run with Carol. Get that 10 miler signed up for, and Carol will run with you. That would be great to see. Depends if Debbie feels she's trained up enough for it. We can't force her into it if she doesn't feel like she's trained. Or at least able to do 10 miles. You can do 10 miles though, can't you, Debbie? Yeah, she can actually. Who needs training for a 10 miler? Right. We are 3/4 of the way through. Pretty much. Yeah, this is trained. What's that? Heart rate going up a little bit, 130 now for me in kilometre 8. Two and a half K to go, 45 minutes of running done. Heart rate 138 for Clive. So Clive, is the arc of attrition your next race? Ryan Lopez's heart rate is 140, Carol Rushworth's heart rate is 169, so Carol's working quite hard. Heart rate 130 BPM. Cadence 170. I expect to see you at every Film I Run 500. We need to get that heart rate down and that VO2 max up. What date is the York Tyler? What date is the race, Carol? Of October, okay. The day after the Beachy Head Marathon. No, the day after our Autumn 100. Right, that's 8 kilometres done. We're into our 9th kilometre, less than 2k to go now. 12 minutes. Live Centurion Grand Slam. On the 15th of October, we'll be doing the Autumn 100. Me and Victoria trying to finish off 4 100 milers by Centurion in 1 year. Can't cancel it now that you've signed up, Carol. And you've got Debbie for company now. Debbie's going to run with you. She's said that she's going to do it. Amy, have you decided to sign up for any more student racing? Amy, have you got anything new on the horizon that you haven't told us about? Any more ridiculous distances that you're planning on doing? Anna says, what do you get for completing the 4 100 milers? Yes, you get a special... I think you get a big medal, actually, like a big fat round medal for doing all 4. So you get your 4 belt buckles for each 100, and then I think it's a big round medal. I'm not sure. It might be an extra big buckle, but I think it's a medal. But we haven't done it yet. We need to get the Autumn 100 finished. There are no guarantees with 100 milers. So... Oh yes, Amy, I forgot. Amy's doing the Beachy Head Marathon and the Beachy Head Half Marathon like a crazy woman. We'll be there to support you around the half, Amy. I'll be running the Beachy Head Marathon, but then we'll come back for the half marathon as well and support you there. Right, Carol, Debbie says she definitely will do the 10 miler, but only if you carry a bag with her emergency supply of wine. I think Carol will agree to that. Debbie, no problem. Eight minutes to go of Bag That Badge. Well done to those of you who are nearing the finish. Good job, guys. Carol, Debbie is suggesting doing a pub crawl along the way, although Jonathan has now said he'll carry your emergency supply of drink. Amy, I think you can take the rest of the year off after you've done Beachy Head. Carol, you sound just like my wife on her 100-mile races. We had crew looking after us for the last 100 we did, and Victoria would request Earl Grey tea at every stop. Amy Green is interested in Brighton Marathon if we're doing it next year. Yes. So if you haven't heard, instead of doing the Paris Marathon next year, we are considering, well, we're almost certainly going to do the Brighton Marathon. So if anybody wants to come and join us for the Brighton Marathon, there is also a Brighton 10K. So if you don't want to do a full marathon, you can come and do the 10K. That'll be in Brighton in April next year. So we'd love to see you there if you want to come and join us for the Brighton Marathon weekend next year. We'll be starting training for that in January. So yeah, that'd be great. Debbie Colville is definitely up for a 10-mile pub crawl, Carol. So I think you're on for that. And we have done 9 kilometres. We have less than 1 kilometre left to run of Bag That Badge. Black Shadow is just about to finish. Philipson has got 300 metres to go. Overact from Sweden has 300 metres to go. Stops has 700 metres to go, and so has Marsh. And Maria has 900 metres to go, like the rest of us. Thank you for the company today, everyone. In particular, Maria, Clive, Amy, Ryan, Carol. Thanks, everyone. Coming up to 56 minutes, 4 minutes to go, 700 metres left. I will be running the ZLDR recovery hour tomorrow at 5:30 PM UK. Thank you, Clive. Clive loves the new Film My Run top. No, Ryan. Not at all, Ryan. Broadcast almost every day. So you can watch it back, Ryan. Join the FMR Club, Ryan. That badge every Thursday. Okay, so just a minute to go. Well done, everybody. Thanks for joining. See you all next time. I'm going to go off for cold pizza now. So I've got to have a shower first, haven't I? And then it'll be cold pizza time. That's okay, though. And we'll see you all tomorrow for the ZLDR recovery hour. Hopefully I'll remember what time it is. Going, Stephen Southgate, well done. Oh, I could put it in the air fryer, I suppose, couldn't I? Warm it up a bit. And there we are, 10 kilometers done. And we are done. So it's time for a shower and then cold pizza or air fryer warmed up pizza. So successful run today because we've managed to get Carol and Paul Deering and Jonathan Cost and Debbie Colville all meeting up in York, and they will be taking a photo, presumably with wine glasses in hand, of them in York doing the York 10 miler and the York Marathon. We will be back tomorrow with the ZLDR recovery hour at 5:30 UK time. And thank you very much for joining. Well done if you took part, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.